Well. It is time for another audio addiction here on the 8th day of June, the Christmas year. It's a beautiful day to be alive. We actually got some rain here in the great state of Minnesota. I can work in cold weather, scorching hot. I'm sugar. I don't like rain. I like it to rain and money. But I despise working in the rain. But we don't live on the moon, as Santa Claus said about the young man in Arizona. My mom, in surprise, I own her place. It is what it is. Yes, piss and moan. You're a heartless little bastard here. Cow shit, Cowpote, whatever it may be. With the black screen, I'll come to you tonight. I'll probably release it about 7 o'clock Central. Right now, it's 4:22 p.m. here in the great state of Minnesota. And it is the land of 10,000 lakes plus a couple. We're on one of those lakes. Still too cold the beach to open up. It's green grass and high tides forever. You saw me in the backyard. When there's water in the creek, that means fish and carp are everywhere, and they're worldwide and they're nationwide. Like I said, if I can speak English to you and I can hear, I can feel pain, I can walk. I have a knee brace on because the knee. And go from city to city and state to state without papers on this fledgling fear-mongering podcast. We thank everyone that comes to the show and likes and dislikes the show. I appreciate it. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000, and then I'll be able to be monetized. I can ask for money when I live stream, but this cowboy asked for a raise. I asked an application. I asked her to marry me some 35 years ago. I asked for some milk duds today. I was in the mood for some milk duds. We had the time of our life today. I was not called a heartless little bastard, but I did get a shake of the head from a young lady. The word my mother knew I could always say. I just said no. I got the stare, shake of the head, turned tail and walked off. I am not your Uber driver, bitch! I'm under contract with people that pay me money to take people places. But where this audio reaches you, domestic and abroad, I hope this finds you healthy and wealthy. Wherever you're at. It's Cowpote. We have the Adventure channel. We have this Explorer channel. We have the Time of Our Life. We are a commercial music-free, sponsor-free pod. Yes, I have music in the background, but I don't just sit there and play music unless I gotta go potty or something. Other than that, we just have the time of our lives here. There's no money asking for anything. I've got my money when I do work for my uncle and I sell stuff and whatever else. And when someone wants to give me a tip at the airport, do you have electronic? I said, no, I don't. I take cash here. I don't do that kind of behavior. The Hunch is feuding with his lover. They're rioting, burning. LA's on fire, baby. Oh, yes, it is. The Hunch. Now they're all going to burn. But it is a freedom. It's not free. We spoke about that. Old Man Nation talked about 81 years ago. I didn't see many articles in the paper. I don't know if the Hunch did. But it was 81 years ago. We got dragged into that war. The brown shirts, in 1921, they were around, and the Gestapo and everybody else. And I told many before, September 1st, 1939, they invaded Poland. It's like us invading Iowa. Like Russia invaded Ukraine and Hunch blamed it on Ukraine, right? Get your wife pregnant, and how'd that happen? Well, you pumped her full. Condom broke, and now you're the father of the child. But when he went in there, then we got dragged in by Japan. They apologized later on in September of 1945. It ended World War II, but we did free of tenery and this behavior. We freed the Jews and snapped the necks of the Krauts. A lot of guys gave their life for you. If it was easy, everybody would do it. They all hate us, but they all want to come here. I saw an article where they go out into the desert and find dead bodies that have been sitting there, dust to dust, trying to get to be free. And I get it. Come here, but there are people that live here, live off the government, and don't do a damn thing. Want to be subsidized on YouTube. But me at the Forgotten War, which you got nothing done. Vietnam, 50 plus some thousand, a lot of collateral damage. It's a shame we have to have all this stuff for the men and women in the armed forces. They should simply go into any hospital and get it done and be taken care of. We shouldn't have to all the side hustles. I am unashamed to give money to charities, especially Helping Paws, and give one or two dogs, depending what my mama's charity wants to do, that we still run and whatever her and me want to do, to help the military and the armed forces. Whenever I do see a man in uniform at any place, I simply say, your money is no good here. I will not take a tip from the military and the armed forces unless they demand me and say, Lieutenant, take this tip, and I will. But anyways, we have Afghani war. I mean, there's so many wars out there. Desert Storm. Sacrifice for your freedoms out there, you guys. A lot of people only speak of the military and the armed forces on Memorial Day weekend, which is also for the family. We remember people who passed. My father, my mother, my brother. My brother died 12-12-12. My sister died 8-8-8. She's out there in Sydney, Nebraska. I didn't speak to her. My dad died July 4th, 89. But she is my sister. She will be in my obituary when I stop breathing. But ultimately, unfortunately, July 4th will come up on, Christmas is 4 months away. Chris the girl is already talking about Halloween. I mean, for Christ's sake, can we get past July 4th for crying out loud? Jesus. Carpetbagger will start doing this behavior. They'll flood YouTube with all this Halloween behavior. Every day is Halloween for me. Every day I go to bed, it's another crazy-ass day. But these men and women I speak of, men and women, blue balls of old trees, who are there? Air Force, Army, and the Marines, and the Navy, and the Merchant, and the National Guard, Coast Guard. They're in and out uniform. Thank you so much to this country, that little nothing at all. I appreciate your service. 9/11 victims. We always dedicate our speculation sports season NFL to domestic violence. Don't need to drop blood for love. Break off a switch, bitch, to be called Adrian Peterson. Ray Rice, who in the bloody white suit for the Balt with Gerbert. Speak for people out there. If you see something, please say something. I'm bound by that at the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport and also in the safety position, the job. When I'm doing something at the office, welding something, I can't do that. I won't do that without that. You always got to have safety. My dad told me, safety's a choice, not a mistake. Know the difference between mistake and choice. God bless working class. Remember, you don't like two men having consensual. Like a good friend of mine would always joke around and tell me he was going to make me airtight. I used to say that to Fat Boy, Papa Grizz. He put it in the title. It's a gay slang, airtight, because men have two holes. What do you do this weekend? We're going to get airtight with my friend. He's got a friend to get airtight. Women have 3 holes, so you have to get a 4-way going. It was one woman for me, but that's the gay's like airtight. If you don't like the airtight behavior, you can't watch 2 women have sex and strap one on. It's not a very Christian thing to be doing. That's called double standards. It's gay sex when you're spanking your monkey all over your chest and you're groaning, your mind's going crazy. I mean, sex is fun. Kids have thought of it. I mean, sluts are very selective. Whores are on the back seat. Sluts on the couch, and you make love in the bed. But make sure you put a condom on. It's all right. Prevent AIDS. It's, one of these. It's supposed to kill people, I guess. Magic, I thought you had AIDS. Well, you're lying then, you're lying now. Herpes keeps on giving. Needle, ouch, in the penis. Oh, God, gonorrhea. All that stuff. And fathering children. You carry, women, you carry the groceries. The groceries. You do. They run off after it finds the seed. It grows and grows and grows. So, it is what it is. And anytime when you're convicted, I saw a couple people walking that fine line this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning on Crosstown in the way into Minneapolis, St. Paul, in the fag car. Some lady, some chick, rode hard, probably wet. Hair was all muss. The Edina cop was doing it. And she's right now in the Hooskow somewhere, probably in Edina, waiting to go see a judge Monday morning. On the 9th day, she'll rise and she'll go to a courtroom this morning with other people, and they'll say, how do you plead? Just simply plead you're guilty, because it's not a mistake, it's a choice. You know the difference, I always say. Because when she's convicted and it is adjudicated, like the president is adjudicated rapist, an adjudicated felon. I heard Cohen, who's a felon, his former fixer was pissed him off being a convicted. Yeah, you're an adjudicated convicted felon, just like Tater is a adjudicated convicted felon. You can't change your name by changing your life. Good song by Little Reefer Band. Hopefully in the orange jumpsuit. Just plead guilty, because you can't go to Old Canada and see Line Screw 1. BlindViews, little brother. Nope, because they don't take felons in Old Canada. So please, call someone. Call me, call Jamie C, call Zane B, I don't know, call Fitz the Bay, call Santa Claus, call New York Gang, call Dave 25, I don't know, call Casey Grits. Just please call someone, because I've lost 3 people who were murdered in cold blood by murderers. It's a poor choice. Make good choices. You'll be good. I don't run with poor, but I don't run poor people or people cheating the way I don't. The fact, I want people with money, and people that have things that can make me wealthier and richer. Ted the Talking Head died on the highway 2 years ago, twice. They brought him back. He encouraged me to do speculation sport if you start doing this. What are you talking about? What's podcasting? Because you have the it, cowboy. Soldier on. Happy would have quit by the time I do. I don't get a lot of views on the Adventure channel. Anybody goes over there, thank you so much. Carl does. Cowpote the Adventure. Something comes out. Biking right now over there. We appreciate everybody that comes to both channels. The Exploring the Cowpote and the Cowpote Adventures. Anybody that comments, thank you so much. Any audios? Let's go look at the audios over here on Fear Mongering Radio. We have 410 listenables on Fear Mongering Radio. This is the 12th year of Fear Mongering Radio. Just over 202. Oh, seriously, boring. The biggest one, St. Martin, 20 is 100 days. That's up to 25. Random Thoughts, No Music. Enjoy the show. It's got 10. Sources. I get paid from Spotify. I appreciate that. The last payment of Bay, I got that. It's $106. Pretty good. I'll take it. I'm on pace to probably get $1,100, but it takes time to grow your channel. You're not just gonna fire one up. Hearsay and lies gets a few here and there from Haggy, from the league. But the fear mongering, NFL, NHL. I'm getting some on spec lately. I'll do my NFL stuff on spec and put the audios on the video platform. We'll see if Casey Grits can have the balls to call in and call out his chicklets. I will tell you guys right now, you Pittsburgh pansies, I want you to write it down and mark it down. You're going to hear it here in the 8th day. 6th month, 25. The Pittsburgh Pansies, they signed Karen Rogers, a.k.a. the bold-faced liar. They will go 7-10, and Pencil Dick will get fired from the Pittsburgh Pansies. Write it down, mark it down, put it on the wall, and say speculation sports. If I'm wrong, all I say is I was speculating. Bold-faced liar will get his ass whipped. Ass whipped. Bold-faced little liar. United States, Canada, Netherlands, Spain, Japan, Norway, Australia, United Kingdom, South Korea, Denmark, Pakistan, Russia, Sweden, Ghana, India, and let my people go. Israel, Poland, and Serbia and Ukraine. Serbia, what the hell? Belgrade, thank you, Belgrade. Well, what the hell? All over the place. Appreciate it. Spain, let's see. Madrid, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Thank you so much. Canada. Well, the Netherlands is pretty good. South Holland has been on a lot of my shows, so someone from there is being brainwashing. Canada is Ontario 14 times, Georgetown 11, and Toronto, the home of the maple trees. Great game, the Florida Panthers in double overtime. I still don't know the Parasites how he got out of Boston Bullies, the bastards. I don't know how he got out of Boston. Wooston. Nice breakaway. She just goes! It was epic. Saw it on YouTube. California, 134. Los Angeles, 74. Fremont, 49. Elk Grove, once. Wisconsin, Green Bay, once. Missouri, St. Louis, Illinois, City of Organized Crime, Chicago, down in Florida. Osceola, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota one time. South Carolina, Lakewood, thank you so much. And Tennessee is Tazewell. Virginia, Monte and Forest. North Carolina, Indian Trail, not once, but you've been there twice. Vermont is Newport once. In New York, Queens, White Plains, Yorktown Heights, and Levittown. Thank you again. Illinois, like I said, and so I appreciate like Wisconsin was, like I said, Green Bay Penis Packers. Thank you so much. All the IPs that roll in, I don't know what's over there on my YouTube, but again, there's 6.5 million things that you can consume, and come consume me is appreciative. I really, really do, because it's to give me your time to listen to the music run through your ear, my echo voice, and people that call the show. I always appreciate that stuff. I really, really do. Make comment down below. I love the dislikes. I really do. They're fun. The one I just did, the cigar talk, it was the Durrell. I know it's Santa Claus, but I want to know what I'm talking about, but that's the way it is. 6 likes so far. 81 years ago, that has 9 likes and 2 discs. I like it. I'm doing something correct. And the cooking one, I guess, 1 dislike. I have no idea why, but I appreciate it. Line down the line now, 13 likes, 5 discs. So thank you. I appreciate you coming to the show. The wedding one, 12 likes, 8 dislikes. 247. So thank you. Bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. People get pushed up more than I do, but everybody comes to me. Thank you so much. But anyways, how the hell are you guys doing out there? I might call Carl. Maybe I'll call Old Man Nation. He took a run at BlindViews. Pretty funny. So New York Dan, I talked about him and what's his name to call the show, Dinger and him, but they'll never call the show. They're too afraid, they're too ballless to call the show. Because they don't want the king who will kiss the ring. Dinger wouldn't, and Dinger, nice man. He's allegedly a Navy man. I don't know. Chris Ransom used to say that I was a hologram. Maybe I'm a hologram. Maybe you just see me walking around I'm a hologram. Chris Ranson, when I would podcast, he goes, he's a hologram. I own Cowpote. He is a hologram. I can't be bent or swindled, so don't bother trying. Dwindle, whatever. What that drop is, but so don't bother trying. Maybe I'm a hologram. Maybe I don't live in Grayson. Maybe I live in Alaska. I don't know. Maybe I live with a quitter from Wasilla, Sarah Palin, right? The quitter from Wasilla. Maybe I live in Wasilla. Maybe I'm in the basement of Dinger's house. I have no idea. Maybe I'm the gay lover to New York Dan. I don't know. Maybe I'm Carpetbagger's illegitimate. Who knows? I don't know. The Huss is a little dry bag. She got some nasty emails from her local town because of people going there instead of telling her to her face, and she's all upset. So go give her a little love. She's wondering if she should move back to Vegas, but you make your poor choices. They ask for some help on getting a fire department, and they're mad because people go there and don't pick up themselves. So the Huss is a little down, so go give her a little encouragement. Type in there and say, hey, keep your head up, young lady. Give her a little love. She's on Faker Book. So the Huss is down and out because the people in the town are pissed because she's an influencer and they go there to see her young ass. I think she's got a big party coming up in Las Vegas on the 14th day. So if you want to go see the Huss in Nevada, you can go see her. I know that Carpetbaggers in Reno, I sent him an email. You should reach out to the Huss and do a show with her, do a video with her. But he'd probably be, she'd just, with her high-pitched voice, it'd be funny. Hear me, Carpetbagger, Wonder Hussy together in a video, that'd be epic. Because that'd help his channel grow too as well. Who knows? That'd be a good video. He's at the State Fair. I've been to that place he was at today. State Capitol, it's a mining thing. I was there years ago. It's pretty cool. Because Huss has done the loneliest highway. It's pretty cool. We've drove to Shoe Tree halfway down there. It's cool. She's done a video on the loneliest highway. Is really cool. It goes from Reno all the way to Utah. It's this whole highway, all these little small towns. One guy saw a video about a 40-minute video. Him and his dad went to all these different small towns. But she did that one time. I saw one of those videos, but it was really. It'd be a great drive. I mean, I love the scenic highway in Oregon, Highway 1. Love Oregon coast. You have the Trees of Mysteries, and you've got Devil's Churn. Highway 1 is a great drive. I like to fly to Seattle, hang out in downtown, and drive straight down to San Francisco. And I know that the Daily Woo, I drove by the town, is where the Goonies are. Astoria. I remember driving by with my wife a good 20 years ago, and she found the house up there, and I said, that house was in the Goonies. My sister lived in Gresham, so I get where he likes the Goonies. And she's like, I'm sorry, but I get movies. I know where a lot of the Prince places are. I'm not going to go do it. Here's where Prince's movie was. I don't need to do that behavior. I don't care where Rambo is bad. I've been to Vancouver before, but in Canada, I get it. It's like, I don't get that behavior, but I'm not saying my videos are great. My bike riding videos, you can bike along. But real quick, so we have the L.A. riots going on out there. What do you want to call? L.A.'s on fire. They had that something here in Minnesota. They were looking. They were there for the ice. They were there for a drug possible raid, and people got all pissed. If this continues on, bring the military in, it's going to ignite more behaviors going on. And I get it. L.A. is a melting pot, kind of like New York is. And I get it. The pressure's on for the hunch, but. I don't know. It's too bad that they destroy stuff, and I have Minnesota here, and I watched this city burn the ground in 2020, Minneapolis and St. Paul, and I love my town. I've been to LA a couple times. It's a very culture-driven city. People of all difference. New York's the same thing. I get it. You want to come to this country, come correctly. We need people to come to want to work because there are people in this country who've been born here and don't want to work. I know many employers. I've talked that employee out. Told that Dave 25 I could have got him a job and if he would have made it, I could have made $5,000. They're up in Woodbury, and he starts up at $60,000 a year, and everything is free in the break room, and they teach you how to run a machine. It's a really clean area. And as you can go 312s, 410s, or 5/8s in overtime, and after a while you can run 3 machines. You can top out $150,000. It's a very clean area. You run parts. You can't find anybody because they want to work. And it's a clean area. The break room has got a foosball table, pinball machine in there. You push a button. Whenever I go there, you have to bring him something all the time. I always go in there. He goes, "Go ahead," because I got him on employee there. The guy, I got $5,000 because he made it 6 months. I got a $5,000 retainer when he made it. So I always send people over there. But it's an easy job. Just got to be attention to detail and have good math. He's willing to train, but still don't want to do that behavior. Dave 25 to want a job over there in his I saw it on Craigslist, taking apart vehicles at $20 an hour, 21. Wouldn't do it. And then he claimed he got hurt. Now he's just living in his grandma's house. You know, it is what it is. Savage had a chance to work for my uncle. That lady made $130,000 last year that took her job when I knew her from the airport, and she worked for what the hell was that place called? The Blue Vehicles. God, what's that place called? They went out of business because of all the God, what the hell is that company called again? Super Shuttle. And she's making good money. Savage just couldn't give up YouTube, so I went with her. Best thing I ever did. Dog and Pony Show. But anyways, so I don't know, LA is melting pot. All the behavior going on down there. And, you know, this country's in a crossroads in the hunch, and Elon breaking it up and then, you know, claiming he's on the list. Well, if I'm the hunch, then tell you want to see the list then. But, you know, let's get mad at each other. Let's say me and Carl, all of us, and we're really good friends in business, and we break it up. Well, I know things about Cowboy. You know, he starts, you know, whatever, starts bitching about me, whatever, and starts, you know, bringing up things that, you know, whatever. That's it. This classic two people do it all the time. I mean, Savage claimed I was sitting in the garage talking to her on the phone. I didn't know I did that. Like I've said before, if I'd be in the garage for more than 5 minutes, what are you doing out there? I mean, you dead? It's like when I was at Rough and Hockey and Burnsville accused me of throwing kids in penalty box. I'm like, yeah, really? I didn't know that. I went on for 3 years. Yeah, okay, I'm throwing a kid in the penalty box because my brother's an idiot. That was my favorite. Yeah, okay, you know me, man. I'm just you number 5. Guess what? Because my brother, you go in the penalty box. That's my favorite story. And the people on the board that booed me out, 4 of them got booted out of the association like 6 years later for stupid stuff. I'm like, good. I liked hockey too much, but my lower back was killing me. That's my favorite story of Rough and Hockey. Didn't do any good when I was sitting in the room and they were going to toss me and I was imitating the gay guy. Kind of, so what are you talking about? So I didn't help myself. I knew I was toast. I imitated the other guy. Oh, so what are you talking about, man? Because I was imitating a couple of people on the table because I knew it was over. I didn't swear. I just made fun of their accent. One guy was a southern guy. So, do you still know what's going on around here? And he didn't like it too much. But, you know, I'm not, you know, to figure to defend myself and wait out the door. I liked hockey too much. I'm going to be throwing kids in the penalty box. It doesn't work that way. Not to this cowboy. But anyways, all I know about Sarasota Tim is latest. He titles, like I said, 2 videos. And I know that, BlindViews was pissed. That was pretty funny. I mean, Casey Grits, he made the bold statement, the bold statement the other day. He said that he was done with this, but comedy wasn't. He's not done with Casey Grits. He's not done. He listens to all I say. I mean, he can come here. There's a black screen. Doesn't have to read anything. He's doing his live stream. I listened to the beginning of it, and I came back, and then before he was playing the guitar, I'm like, oh, who cares? I went back, and then someone trolled him. Like I said before, people will troll him in the chat room and say our name, and then that pissed him off because he's like a big, you know, when you got a big pus on your hand or something, you have like you know, what's that pimple? What's that chick's pimple? Whatever her name is, pimple chick. She has a show. She has a pus. When you have like a thing on your arm or something, you got to break the pus, right? That's what his head was. If you ever watched the movie Scanners, go watch the opening scene of Scanners. Just type it in. It's a great movie. It's a great movie and a great opening. Boom. That's what he was. He was like a big pimple. There on Thursday. Started calling what's his name, a drunk, whatever else, and me, Chipotle, I appreciate it. Too afraid to say Cowpote. But he's I'm really shocked that I would actually piss him off. I'm low man the totem. Well, my adventure channel barely gets to 2025, and I still put on, I like doing it. These don't break 100. Occasionally they do. I mean, it's just hilarious how. See, this one is. No, let's go Wolf Moons. Vital Whales. So I don't understand, but I'm not afraid to push back on the guy, because I've listened to a few of the videos that he did. That if you type in Blind Views versus Camo Dave, and he looks ugly as hell. I mean, he's got these stupid shirts on, his hair's up, and I mean, those are old. But he's bitching about Camo Dave, and Camo Dave bitched about him, because I'm a low guy in the totem pole. You know, there's no. Let's say I happen to meet Carpegger. There's no way to do a video with me because I'm low. Wonder Hussey's talked about it. She's helped people below her, but she wants somebody above her. But she'd be above Carpegger, but she wants someone to come to her who has a lot of, like, look, the Carpetbagger. I mean, what's his name? Wouldn't know what to do with her. Daily Woo. She's got to learn not to. She has to learn to calm down. He'd have to keep his voice. Whatever. They both are very high maintenance people, but. I don't understand why he can. This voice can trigger him that bad. Even with Santa Claus. Same thing with Low Man Nation. He just can't handle that the lieutenants are pushing back, and some troll like myself, some idiot, some grown-ass 62-year-old obese man calls him out for what he is. He's a bull-faced little liar. You know, the one thing about with Blind Views, he bitches about not enough information, but when he gives information about his eye surgery, no one cares. Or about the button surgery, no one cared to make fun of the guy. Well, he can make fun of Tater, and I guess his girlfriend lost, Tater's girlfriend lost her channel. And like I said to somebody, I think I talked to when Santa Claus was on, I told him, I said, Wonder Hussey used to be able to pay, he probably could give her money now, and she'd take you out to get nude pictures of her. Okay, that's what she did. That's how she made her money. Her body is monetized, so she still does nude stuff for people in a lower way. But his girlfriend, Tater's girlfriend, whatever terms of service she's doing, she's so used to being the me only fan, she just doesn't know the difference between that. I mean, women look better with their clothes on. Not a big deal. I've seen naked women before. I mean, I don't need to be buying a Wonder Hussey calendar. I make my own calendar, my own travels. Okay, but that was I heard that from him. Like, yeah, I've seen one video of. The last time I saw her, maybe another one I saw when they were having a question and answer. So I was a little bit out there. He was sitting in the bed there. It's like, she's nothing special. She's a little chunky, but her body is monetized, and she just doesn't. All she knows how to show nudes. Whatever she was doing in terms of service, I have no idea. Going to Rumble? Good luck. The Huss wanted to go over there. I'm like, yeah, good luck. That's a war zone over there. Bunch of far righties. Far righties. But it is what it is. But he was like a big pimple. You see him going, someone's getting red face. So someone was trolling him because he was getting the red face. That was the best fit, because the first opening, as I listened to it in the background as I was driving, you kind of hear him, hello, like a bar. Norm, it was a cheers. It's just the Thursday night. He says hello, everybody. Speaks about something. There's some new chick he likes now in a wheelchair. I was a part of that video, not all of it. Now he's stalking some chick now in a wheelchair. So he's gonna watch her and try to promote. If I was her, like, don't promote me. You're a weirdo. Who that chick is? If I was her, I'd say, hey man, listen, appreciate it, but don't promote me. Please don't. Take your wannabe biker look, your beater shirt, and your half bald, whatever, all your tats, and move on. And go. Another thing, he said that again. That he was saying that it was expensive to travel because of Obama. I'm like, what are you talking about? That was the dumbest thing. Again, blaming Obama for his ills, for his wills. You know, pissing and moaning. You know, I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, it just blows me away. It's never ending at unhappiness I've ever seen in my entire life. He's a classic righty, but when the brown shirts come for him, he's right next to railroad tracks. He's going to scoop his young ass up and say, let's go. He's crippled, right? What he is. Let's call Carl. Let's get the scoop. The lead hate watcher, Carl. I've been watching some Mighty Python. It's been pretty funny. Some Mighty Python behaviors. Pretty funny. And also, Birdcage is such a great movie. You guys want to watch a good movie, go watch Birdcage. Great movie. Carl, we're coming for you, young ass. Calling the show. He's calling the show.
Hello.
Well, hello. Thanks for calling the show. Who are you?
I'm
I'm
Bucky Beaver.
Oh, Bucky Beaver. Welcome to the show. So, anyways,
Hey.
how's it going, Carl?
Good. Santa Claus. Good time.
You better get ready. I mean, you got about 4 months, and you're going to start playing Santa Claus pretty soon. You better get ready. Get yourself all jolly, and I played Santa Claus. I played Santa Claus for my nephews about 25 years ago, and and they're now in their 30s. I think Daniel is he's late 30s. And we showed the video, and he goes, "That was you?" They didn't know it was me. Remember, she drove. We went to the house in my Santa Claus suit that we rented, driving down the people, looking at me and waving at people. It was fun. I had fun doing it. They all came downstairs, and I gave them gifts. It's like 10 kids, so that they were all like, "Santa Claus is here."
That's fun hearing what they all want for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And stuff.
Oh, they sit in the lap and ho ho ho. What do you want for Christmas? Oh, I'll see what I can do. It's a great video. Yeah, you better get ready. So what's so I know I didn't know. I didn't know the name of the golf course. It was called the Doral. I just wish I would have had the whole thing in my head before I did the video. It kind of popped in my head. So
yeah, but in the scheme of things, it didn't really matter what it was called.
I know, but I wanted to be able to put it out. He bought it was a beautiful. That's one that the Hunch bought, and he renamed it.
Yeah,
the Doral. Beautiful golf course, but my point was about calling the ball is to call the show with his young ass. I listened to that video. He talks really slow, and he finally gets to it, and he mentions me about store-bought and cigars. That I bought 2 packs for $25. That's a nice cigar. It's a nice long thin cigar. It's like, again, it's just like with your ex-leader BlindViews bitching about beer. Remember the old beer meltdown? Remember that?
Yeah, but I don't think he even smokes. I mean, I wouldn't care what you smoke, whether you smoke expensive or...
Yeah, it's just the dumbest thing I've ever... When he said, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard him say. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's the big deal? I've been in humidors before. I'm not paying $30 for a cigar. I'll pay good money over in St. Martin because you don't pay what you do here here in Minnesota. I mean, the cigars, the one I gave you was a pack for $5 a piece. I bought 2 packs of cigars. It was $25. So if you're going to buy the big,
cigarettes are for smoking. Cigars are for the experience.
Exactly. And it's like I'm not triggered. I'm just like, you make no sense. Store bought and cigar. I've been in humidors, and sometimes at $30, if I pay $30 for a cigar, it's going to be outside, walk in the woods. And the ones I bought in Florida, the chick rolled it. It was this huge long cigar. It took me like 3 holes to smoke it. It was the best cigar. It was so good. She rolled it right in front of me. I gave her a 20. I lit that thing up on the tee box, and I was like, oh my God. She rolled them right there. And there was a couple in St. Martin. When you get off the ship, there's a couple that have a cigar shop right there, and they're rolling right in front of you. Same thing in Puerto Rico. Let's say you're in your 80s, and my wife has like a shop, There's guys right inside the shop rolling cigars for you right there. So
yeah.
But
where it's like that one in Vegas and the one he was at, that's for fancy people or people that are trying to pretend they're fancy.
Correct. They have a big ass cigar, and it's like, I get cigarette. I'll do cigarettes most of all my videos. I don't inhale. I just smoke it, and I have those little small ones. But to me, it's the walk, enjoying. To do the video, enjoying the cigar, blowing it in the camera, having fun with the cigar. That's what I do when my videos. I walk with the railroad truck with a cigar in my mouth, just kind of something I do. But I listened to that video. Are you going to get to this? Are you going to be like a Carl and have to read your notes? I'm like, let's get to what you tagged me in the video, so I'm here. I finally got to it after you talked about it. I got to it. I'm listening. She goes, who are you listening to? She looks at it. She goes, that guy's like oatmeal. I said, I know. I'm listening. He goes, what's he doing? I go, he's like Santa Claus. Who's Santa Claus? I go, Carl. He has to read off of notes. And I said, I bust his balls every time he's on my show, and he knows it. But I said, because he kept looking down. She goes, my God. I said, I know. I'm ready to kill myself. And finally he got to it. I said, I'm ready to kill myself. She goes, man, she goes, I'd jump off a bridge like you always say if I listen to this guy all day. I said, yeah. I said, he's a loner. I said, he goes on cruises. That's the one who goes by himself. He goes, into oh my God. And I said, yeah. I said, she goes, this guy, like you say, is he a lone shooter? I don't think so. But I said, he is. I said, he's a weird duck. But I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, can we move on? Is it more substantial here?
I could see that, him being a lone shooter.
it's just. I mean, it's just like with Dinger. He's allegedly a Navy man. Allegedly, I don't know. It's whatever. I'm not trying to despair the guy, but let's have some balls. But see,
yeah, to let you know that did kind of come off wrong though.
What?
Kind of using the Navy against him.
Well, it's that. Well, I'm not afraid to do it. You know me.
I know.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
And I'm always honest.
Do you think I care?
No.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that I think that was a little.
That's exactly.
I don't know, it was a little too far.
That's what. If you want to claim your Navy, my father-in-law was a Navy man. Did a damn thing. So I know, I get it. But if you want,
my dad was a Navy man, and my brother-in-law was a Navy SEAL.
Right, and I get it. I know a lot of people were in the and they don't put it with squat. A good friend of mine worked at the airport. JJ is a Marine, and he'd always tell me when I'd give him shit, he'd look right at me. He's a man of color, and he goes, Cowboy, you have a choice with my bare hands or 200 feet. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? And
at my brother-in-law's wedding, he went up to the DJ and he says, if you don't start getting better, I'm going to cut your sack.
I'm telling you. So I know it went a little too low. I want to get my point across to him. If he's a Navy man, let's act like one. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
But if people want to take it that way, they'll take it that way. 0 F's given. I'm not afraid to speak out. I'll die. You know how I die on my feet. I get it. I want my point to get across to him. He's allegedly a Navy man. Let's act like one and call the show. That's all I'm saying.
And people that know you know that you have an affinity for the military.
Oh, absolutely, man. Without him, I don't have. You damn right I do, man. I always say, I've served them. I served them well. I'm an honorary member because I honor them. I always say I'm an honorary member of all the branches. I'm an honorary police and fireman because I honor them. That's what I always say. Yeah. That's what I always say. They go, I like that. Because I had my brother's Marine jacket. I had a Marine jacket I got from when he was when it was a really cool winter jacket. It's got the dog on the back, the bulldog, and I got it for like $20. It was on the base. The stuff's really cheap, right? And I wear it once in a while. The guy goes, "You serve in the Marine?" I said, "Well, my brother was a Marine. He's dead, and my nephew is a Marine." And I said, "I'm an honorary member because I honor him." I said, "I have something of every branch. I have." I said, "No." I said, "No. I honor you guys. I serve you because I appreciate what you guys do." And I said, because one time when JG was working with me a long time ago, Code 99 means it's a problem with a customer, right? And we were in a place and someone yelled Code 99, and I jumped in before he could and I said, I'll take care of it, because he was behind me to pick up, and I said, and I got up there, and the guy had on a Green Lives Matter, right, during Black Lives Matter, and he was yelling at one of our girl drivers, and so I said, you leave, I'll take care of the guy, and his wife apologized, and I said, don't apologize for your husband. I told him, I said, you're going to get on this shuttle and you're going to sit down. I said, one word out of you're staying here and your wife's going without you. And I said, you're lucky I jumped in, because a Marine would have come up here, he would have thrown you off the roof. Now sit down. Because he couldn't get her, they couldn't get him on because they only had one seat left. So he was all mad. And I said, I'll take care of this Code 99. And he had a Green Lives Matter on. You know what I'm saying? Remember the Black Lives Matter crap? Yeah. So he was trying to cause trouble. And I said, not one word out of you. And his wife gave me a 20, and I said, if you're doing it for good service, but I said, don't ever apologize. My wife will never. I'll apologize occasionally if she does something stupid, but she'll never apologize for me. When I do something, she just goes, poor choice. few times she's gotten out of hand or something at a restaurant, and I'll just go, shh. You know, it's like when we were on vacation in Atlanta before we went to she didn't get her king-size bed. They gave us 2 queens, and I said, ma'am, we'll take them. I said, you can yell at me in the elevator. Okay, let's go. And she kind of looked at me. I go, just let's go. Okay, because we went through Delta to get the stuff. So what they did is they bumped us off the queen. I said, we're only here one night. I'll sleep over here, you sleep over there. So she yelled at me out the elevator until we got there. You know, just made me call me all kinds of names. And it wasn't me. Just I can't believe this. I'm not going to sit here and have you have an international incident here in a hotel at 11 o'clock at night. You know, we got to get up at.
I tell my wife at the drive-thru, if you don't check the bag before we leave the window, you get what you get.
Exactly.
Unless you're going to walk in there by yourself.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do the same with my WAP. I want to have you all open up right in front of them, and I'll go, nope, or yes. But I can just feel it by lifting it, you know, by feeling it.
Yeah.
But, I love my wife, but she'll get out of hand occasionally, and I'll just say, hey, shh, don't shush me. I said, I will shush you, because I'm not going to get embarrassed. But when I do something stupid, she goes, that's your own poor choice. You know? She does all the time when I do something dumb. Another poor, and I go, yeah, another poor choice. Did you see the short of the new doggy?
Yes, there's more than one.
Yeah, well, I put them on both channels.
Oh, okay, that's probably why I got two.
Yeah, I put one on both channels.
Okay, yeah, Lucy Lou.
Lucy Lou. So
hey, I remembered.
Yep,
I knew his 2 names.
Yeah, Lucy Lou. Well, it's Lucy, Lucy, but I call her Lucy Lou. So,
okay,
$450. She wanted 5. I said, we'll give you $450. And she goes, deal. There was like 9 of them sitting there, so she pooped in the house first time, but she's been going potty outside. She kind of follows Coco Banana around the house now, kind of follows around, you know. So
yeah,
but
that'll be cool.
Yeah,
it's always nice for a dog to have another dog.
So what's going on with your uncle, Sarasota Tim?
Oh God, he did a Crushing for Christ, which was awful. Same stuff. I listened to it at 2 times speed, and it just sounds regular. I'm like, I can't even imagine listening to it at normal.
I feel sorry for you, and I feel sorry for BlindViews doesn't watch them, right? And same thing with your Mighty Python. You know, I think she did a 2-hour show, and I saw her again today. She was doing a live stream, bitching about it. Now is he striking? Because what's his name? Sage guy. Is he striking channels again now?
Yeah. Well, he struck Sage. I don't know why. It's not gonna go anywhere.
I don't know why. He just doesn't. Just like with the Daily Woo.
I mean, I'm an attorney. If someone used my shit and was really nasty about it, I still wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. All you do is the Daily Woo. Passing through and what the hell's the other one was Troll Patrol. Now it's Sheriff was here. They use this stuff all the time. Daily Woo is like, thank you, because it keeps him relevant. Without that, Daily Woo would be at 30,000. I mean, and he does a daily video. His views, just like Carpegger, when he's drunk meltdown, and he whines about the trolls. Let the trolls talk about you, Carpegger. Let them talk. They're not really stealing your stuff. They're commenting on your behaviors because you're an idiot. Because I did listen to one he did, the layover. I left to listen to the background. So the housekeeper, she didn't have pre-check, so he goes through security without her, and then he puts camera. Well, I text her to see if it was okay. It's like, I guess before I'd go through security, I'd be with my wife. I wouldn't go through security without my wife with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was something about pre-check.
He doesn't love her.
I know, but it's just like I'm like,
and the actions speak louder than words.
I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, she's a nice lady, and they're going to Hawaii, and I get it, and they're in Reno right now. She's simply the housekeeper. That's all it is to it. And she's a really nice person. She's a fangirl, but he goes through.
He may like her because she's a great fan, or he may really like her, but he doesn't love her.
Correct. Well, that's why he got his ball snipped. He doesn't impregnate her. That's why he got his ball snipped. But
he wouldn't do that. I mean, I guess you could do that if you love somebody.
Right, but he went through security without her, and then gets on the other side and texts her back, should I come back around again? Why don't you just wait before you go through with her, so you're with her? I mean, I have never...
Yeah, the last time my wife and I went through security, she got held up for a search, and so I just stayed there. And they're
Correct.
like, "You got to move along," and I'm like, "No, I'm waiting for my wife."
One other time in San Francisco, she had to make a phone call and use a bathroom, and she goes, "I'll meet you at the gate." You know what I'm saying? "I'll meet you at the gate." You know what I'm saying? And I said, "No problem." But we've always gone through together, and I think our last, when we went to St. Martin, Minneapolis, they pulled me off the side. She just stood there and waited. You know, they ran my bag through, you know, did the old circle, no big deal. You know, but I just like, why would you go through security without your girlfriend and then text her back, is everything okay? I mean, right there again.
Especially now when it's like an hour to get through.
Correct. I'm just like, what are you doing, man? He's just, the guy is just, oh, then she had to text him to say, "Where are you?" Because we were boarding, because he's too busy doing video. You know, he doesn't, I mean, then it's just like a daily woo. I've never
The auto accident.
Then sitting on the videotaping the flight taking off, and just silence of watching clouds go by to fill time. I'm like Jesus Christ. I don't know. The filler videos make me, any of these people that do filler videos, that's what the Haas is doing right now. It's dry begging because the city is mad at her because people are coming there because they asked for her help, but now it's too much. And her house in Vegas, where she kept for a rental, they moved out, right? So she did a video on it that it needs repair. So you know what it's going to be? Geez, send me money for the repair, because now she's wondering if she should move back to Vegas. Because her and her sister have really kind of helped out the community, but they're saying enough is enough. You know, too many people are coming to see her because she's an influencer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for her. She said she was crying because she likes to be liked. She has no friends. And when people, some lady sent her a really nasty email, which I think is gutless. You know what I'm saying? If you were in my community and you were a YouTuber, I'd come knock on your door. Hey, listen, Carl, you know, wherever, you know, I mean, I'm not going to send you an email. You know what I'm saying? That's a cowardly way. You know what I'm saying? I'd say, "Carl, can we have a conversation? I want to come home and see you." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Give me a call.
It's also indicative of people that don't like have a 5 and 10 year plan for their life.
Right.
You know, they're just going with the flow. What happens, happens.
Right. But
then they get mad. They wound up in a place they didn't want to be.
Correct. I wouldn't. That's the last place I'd live in Death Valley. I not a chance where she lives, because they had a party there 3 years ago when she first moved there, and there was a YouTuber that was there, and he goes, "I'm here because there's a bunch of YouTubers," and he goes, "I couldn't live here because," he goes, the internet access sucks, and he's like a musician, a movie maker, and he goes, "I couldn't live here." He goes, "I'm only here to support Hussey and the city." He was there for kind of a get together, you know, but he goes, "I couldn't live here because they have no internet access.
Yeah,
it sucks unless you have your other stuff." But so he's just kind of hanging out, Sarasota Timmy, huh?
Yeah, I saw where BlindViews did a thing where he's like, "Did Tater do something right?"
I saw that.
I'm like, you know, he's just gonna say that and then just slam it.
Of course. I listened to part of that, and I did the background, just in the background. And that new chick he's hot on now, the chick with the crippled girl, that he's the handicapped chick in the wheelchair. So now he's all excited. So he's all psyched about her. I get it. If I was her, I'd say, "I don't want you talking about me." It's the last person you want to promote. Road hog per way. You don't need Ace Frehley up in your business, because if she turns on him, then, you know, she's going to get pissed. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with this wife? Why is he gotta flirt and go heavy on all these ladies?
No idea, man. No idea.
I mean, we'll talk about ladies and talk about if they're cute, and this and that, but we've got no interest in like a pursuit or anything.
Like I've told before, if I was a single man, I could not date Wonder Hussey because she's married to YouTube. You know, just, I mean, I love her dearly as a person. I want to have her to be successful. But she makes a lot of poor choices, and then she wonders why she's in a shitty thing going on. Well, you know, I'm sorry. When your body's monetized and you just don't understand it, just like with Tater's girlfriend, her body's monetized. She doesn't know how to have a basic YouTube channel and keep her clothes on. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like those guys that think they have a relationship with the stripper.
Correct. Exactly. It's okay. Let's say I'm giving money to Wonder Hussey. Let's say I send her $1,000 to fix up the house. She'll appreciate me until the money runs out. Or if I give her, like, let's say $300 a month on her PayPal for gas, I'm the greatest guy in the world, you know, until all of a sudden I stop, you know. Geez, thanks, you know.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. Yeah, I've been at I've been maybe 3 strip bars, and guys get all excited. She doesn't care about you. It's a $20 bill you put in her, and it's like, I've been to maybe 2 or 3 my whole life. Not a big deal. I was there for parties. I'm not the kind of guy I go, hey, Carl, I'm going downtown. You want to come with me? No, I'm not going. I mean, they were there strictly for fun, not because I make the point to go to a strip bar in downtown Minneapolis. It's not a big deal. I've seen plenty of new women in my life. I'm a grown-ass man. But yeah, that's one time during a show one day, I gave her, I was doing a show, I'm going to give Wonder Hussy $10 for fun. And she gave me back a thank you like in about 5 minutes. Thanks for the gas money. I gave her $10 for fun. I said, let me give Wonder Hussy $10 for gas, just to see how it would, because I hooked up I put her thing in there, but right quickly, an email back, thanks for the gas money. I'm like, you're welcome. There's the only one-time thing. I'm not going to be giving. She's besides Savage Live one time, I gave her a dollar. She doesn't really like me. I gave her $1. She never thanked me for it, bitch. I put $1 in there. I just put Troll Avenue or whatever in there, and I gave it to her $1 and it was pretty funny. She never said thank you. At least Hussy did. But have you eaten the triple treat yet or not?
Oh yes, the thing is like a payday bar with the white nougat.
Yeah, but did you eat the chips?
Chips. There were cheese curls and something else.
Triple treat.
Yeah, I ate it all.
Good.
Yeah,
good. That's good stuff. She loves it. She loves the triple treat. She buys the big bags of those. But what'd you think about the meltdown of your uncle?
Where he went after, where he's talking about us. It
was just the back and forth with his head going back and forth, and I thought it was just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, and then it's like he was pretty much demanding a response.
Yeah, and I gave one, and you gave him one.
Yeah, well, I did. I was thinking about not, and then I'm like,
I gave it to him.
I really didn't care about anything he said.
No, I didn't either. I just like I said before I called you. If you come to listen, I can understand how somebody like me. I'm a pretty small channel, even though I've got 2,000 on the other channel, and I do a podcast with a black screen, right? How somebody like me can trigger somebody like him who's above me, right? He's above me, correct? I mean, people think he's the greatest thing in the world. How can someone like me trigger him? Can you explain that to me?
Well, that's kind of what you do. You poke people.
Yeah, I poke you, but
I'm not. You and I are different in that respect because I'm out here just to have fun and make friends.
Well, so am I. I just but he said something in there, and I love to play it back and break it down. But he'd strike me if I played his back and broke it down. He would strike it. He would. I would love to break it down and what he said. I could do it on my phone and break it down for people. He said,
"You should. If you want to do it, you should." So what if he strikes you? Nothing's going to happen.
Then they just
you know how to do fair use.
Yeah, I know, but because I could break it down, and make him look like an idiot. But he said something in there. He said something. They said, "You have thin skin." It's like, really? Calling the kettle black. Carl's got thin skin, and calling you stupid. To be a lawyer, you're not. I mean, I'm not saying you're brilliant, but you just not anybody. Not anybody can be a lawyer. Okay, not anybody can just. I mean, I guess I could read books and defend myself in the courtroom, and you can maybe on the side there and give me advice. But I mean, it's like, really, Carl's got thin skin. Really? I made fun of you and broke your balls. How many times have you finally called the show? You know what I'm saying? I busted your balls for how long? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, my wife always says, you don't let people know what's important to you because then they're going to use that against you.
Correct.
And he doesn't realize that if people think I'm stupid or not bright, I don't care because I'm not. Right. Well, I mean, I'm not the sharpest attorney in the drawer. I'm not the sharpest person in the drawer.
I
don't let that bother me. I married a smart woman to compensate.
So did I. I mean, I always say you're not the sharpest knife on the Christmas tree and the brightest bulb in the drawer. You know what I'm saying?
Me.
That's what I always say.
I compensated for that by getting a smart woman.
But then also, you're gifted with, what my dad always told me, you got common sense you have common sense and street smarts. You know what I'm saying? Which goes a long ways. Book smart's nice, but if we have like a nuclear war tomorrow and you survive, what's going to get you around is going to be common sense and street smarts to make it in the afterworld. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can call Mark. Okay, hang on a second.
Okay.
Let me see if he's available. He usually is.
Hello, this is New York Dan here.
New York Dan, how's it going? Are you there, Carl?
Incident that's going on in
We're right here.
LA.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Oh, hey, how you doing, Carl?
The BlindViews video is good. The new one.
Yeah,
The new glasses.
Oh, yeah, I like my new glasses. I like those.
So what?
And I like that video you did the other day too. It was like really good. Even the one you did last night over at Mickey D's.
Yeah.
It's evolving. Your videos are evolving.
So what'd you think, Mark, about your uncle and his meltdown on us at the 90-minute point? What'd you think about that?
Well, I don't know what happened. It just seemed like, I turned it on at the right time, I guess. At the end there, he was going off, and something triggered him. I don't know if he did that on purpose because he's trying to up his views for his live stream at the end there, and everybody talk about it, and then that way people would go back.
I think somebody triggered him in the room. I think somebody triggered him. I think someone said something in the room. That's what happened there. Someone said something to him in the room. That's why he got triggered. So someone said something so that because he was looking. He can't read, but he sure could read. Beginning of the stream. Hello, money.
Yeah.
And then Mighty Python gave him some money, and he was all excited. And it was just, again, it's just like the local bar in your town. You come walking. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Hey, Kyle, He did the old, like I told you in the show, he does the hello to everybody, and then people.
Who was it? Was it you or Mark that said that they just pass this money back and forth? Vicky and
him and
BlindViews and Life of Vibes.
I did.
The money just goes back and forth.
I did.
Yeah.
They do.
Miss Vicky has gone in there now. I didn't see her donate any money this last time. She usually is the first one in there, and she'll donate some money. But and then Life and Vibe goes in there and donates a couple bucks too. But I never see BlindViews going on anybody else's and donating any money to Life and Vibes or anything. He doesn't give money away,
Yeah, of course, he never would. But it was just
that was kind of weird, I just thought. And then when he gets on his rant, he just goes crazy. I don't think he knows what he's saying sometimes because it's all repeat. I mean, it was all the same kind of ranting he used to do before, and it's like, okay, there's nothing new there.
So, Mark, are you going to confess to the world on this fledgling podcast that you are a drunk, that you drink Modelo in the morning, afternoon, night, and should we have to, me and Carl?
Oh my God!
I'm going to do. Carl's coming to my house. We're going to jump on a Greyhound bus, and with intervention, we're going to roll down on a Greyhound bus, walk to your house, walk up with a 12-pack of Modelo, and we'll say one more drunk for you, Mark. One more drunk. That's it. This is the last one. Me and Carl, and we're going to get ham in the backyard. We're going to take you down to Al-Anon, whatever that place is called. We're going to clean you up. We're going to clean up Marky Mark.
Take me down to the Betty Ford one in Tucson there.
Yeah, we'll take you down there.
We just get a white van and paint Modelo on it. Roll up to his house.
Just roll up in the van and have two guys you guys jump out with your mask on and everything, and I think I'm getting deported from ICE or something like that. How's that?
Yes.
They call it the YouTube deport police. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, I'll make sure I put my flag up so you know where I live. Jesus Christ, he thinks I don't love America. He thinks I don't lock my doors. He thinks I'm against border security, and he got all that just from me just just explaining to him it's cheaper to take the immigrants down by private plane than using the military one. He's all over the place. I don't know. I'm sure right now he is glued right now to Fox News, watching all the stuff in L.A.
Oh yeah,
now. I guarantee you.
Well, he used that. I've heard when he used the talking point about locking your car and your house. I've heard that talking point. So
yeah,
Papa Grizz would hear something on a show and he would use it in his live stream because he would hear something and he'd repeat it.
Right.
So he didn't think that up. He heard that from somewhere and then decided to repeat it. You know what I'm saying? So that's.
No, he finds his stuff from everywhere else. Yeah, he's not very good coming up with stuff on his own or anything like that. But yeah, something triggered him. I was very surprised that at the end there that he went very hard on Karl. I thought.
Oh yeah, of course.
I didn't think so.
Well, I think I
did.
Well, you've been on my show more than Mark, Karl. You are a turncoat. You're the official because he spoke to you when I used to bust your balls all the time, just like I busted the balls of the two other idiots in the live stream. You know, my video in the backyard.
Yeah.
About, call the show, busting their balls, and I did that to him all the time. I busted your balls too as well. Come on, man, call the show, man. And we got you on here. That's fine, but I mean, it's tongue in cheek. But I guess Karl said I'm mad that I went a little hard on Dinger about the Navy thing. But my whole point was
Well, I think Karl and I are probably from the a more I don't know what you call it. We don't get as aggressive or anything. Right. We kind of hold back sometimes.
Right. Well, I guess I'm a Type A personality.
Yeah,
so that's
more,
what Karl.
More honey than vinegar.
Right.
Well, but
right,
let's have some guts. But see, the bottom line is Dinger knows if his voice comes on my show, that will be a turncoat, and he will never speak of him again. He'll be pissed.
But I don't think either of those two would be persuaded by, for lack of a better word, bullying.
That wasn't bullying.
Oh, come on.
That was giving shit. It was not bullying.
Trying to use his Navy heritage against him.
Well, that's true, man. Fact is facts. If you want to use that Navy and claim you're Navy guy, if he allegedly is a Navy man, allegedly, I'm going to say, listen, be a Navy man. Don't be a coward. Step up and call the show.
I hear you, but I don't think, as being an attorney, if you're trying to persuade them to come on your show,
well,
that's not the way to go.
Well, have you ever? My mother would always say,
they're going to put their feet in the sand and not come on your show, then that would be successful.
Well, my mother would always say, "You're a hostile witness." To me, when she'd get mad at me, I'm going to teach you as a hostile witness. That's what my mom would always do. She'd get mad at me. You're a hostile witness, you a-hole.
Well, I'm in no way trying to convince you the other way. I'm just telling you what.
I have my ways to make people think.
Yeah, because I know I'm not going to convince you.
No, I know.
Maybe they're afraid to come on because you're going to ask the question that they don't want to have to answer.
Correct.
Or you're going to put them against the corner. And I understand. Maybe that's why I didn't call for a long time either. So.
Yeah.
But what was it? New York Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the truth about New York Dan.
Go ahead.
Yes, he talks very slow, and he uses Sarasota Tim in his titles all the time because that's supposed to be a catch thing in there. He might not even talk about him.
Correct.
But he does it in there all the time. Sometimes he's interesting, but it's like pulling teeth to get his words out from him,
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know, but he keeps on moving. It's a thing, and his views are going up.
But he tagged me in a video. So I said, and Karl told me, and I said, well, I got the notification. I had time downtown Minneapolis. I'm waiting for a client, right? So I go, okay, I've got some time here. I put up on the thing. I pop it up. I gave it a like. I shared it on Twitter. I share all my stuff usually. I try to share. And I'm waiting. I'm like, come on, can we get to this? And finally I went forward, and all of a sudden he mentions the buying these big fancy cigars like store bought. And what do you mean?
Wow.
I mean, so I was like, oh God, that's what you were gonna bitch about? Because he was in some humidor in Sarasota. I've been in humidors. I've been At that, I figured the name was. I figured the name was down there in Florida when the Hunch bought out of bankruptcy. Okay, I'm like, can you get to it? My wife was watching videos one day. Who in the hell is that? And he goes, he's like oatmeal. I'm like, yeah, I know. Dragging his feet, because she looked at it. She goes, these people, you're just bizarre. So I showed a video. Who's Carl? And she goes, oh, that's Santa Claus. He does look like Santa Claus. He goes, the only strike he has against him, is that he likes the Blackhawks, and she stormed out of the room.
Yeah. Well, my wife thinks that. Yeah. My wife thinks that New York Dan's a little slow in the head. And I said, well, maybe it's a New York thing or something. I don't know.
It's just, could you imagine him trying to cook you a meal or trying to have sex with somebody, just taking his time? She'd fall asleep on him, Are you going to do it or not, Could you see him getting married? I promise to...
Yeah, I think that's his girlfriend or a girl that he likes to take out. Now, she looks a little younger than him, but it sounds like she lives at home still,
Right. I don't hate the guy.
I don't know if it's one of those things from back there east, maybe she's Italian or something, and they still like to stay home. I
want to ask him why he goes on vacation by himself. I just want to know why he goes on cruises by himself. He's a grown-ass man. I don't know. I want to ask him, why he was stalking Sarasota Tim, which I thought was kind of funny. I want to answer those questions.
Yeah, that's the first thing he told us when we started talking to him. Well, you guys got to know I go on cruises by myself, so there won't be a cruise where we're like all together.
Unless you're my age and I want to get laid, it's a singles cruise. I know I'm going to get laid. Fine, I get it. But I'm not. The majority of the cruise you go on the Walmart cruise, you better get caught up in your fighting because people fight on that cruise. They get drunk and they act like idiots. I don't take my wife. I'm a person that likes to have somebody with me. I have a hard time going anywhere by myself. My brother can be a drunk, but I'd go on a cruise with my brother before I'd go by myself. My brother bitch will bitch the whole time. I'll go with my brother bitch before I'd go by myself. If I had to go on a cruise with my brother, he likes to carouse. I'd be his babysitter because I know how drunk he likes to get. And he's a happy drunk, but I know how he is. So I'd probably protect his ass from getting his ass whipped on a cruise line, by doing something stupid because he doesn't know how to shut his mouth. I can talk like this, but when I'm in public, I don't misbehave myself and get in a brawl.
Right.
Speaking of that, I was going up Cedar Avenue today, and I had a stoplight, and these homeless people are there off of Cedar, and he's on his skateboard, a black guy, right? And he pushes the skateboard in front of him, right? And coming off 77. This guy and this African-American gentleman in a really nice car just runs it right over, right? Just cuts the thing in half. He looks at the guy like, what? Like, well, I rolled on the window. I go, next time don't put your thing out in the middle of the road. We'll get run. Just cut it right in half. Just ruined it. Just ruined it. It's like, you're going to be running around with your skateboard. And the guy turned around his car and did like, hey, I'm sorry, man. You got to put it in the middle of the road. Just cut it right in half. He was all mad. He picks it up and looks at it. The wheels are all busted. I was like, it's the way she goes, man. You're going to be homeless in the middle of Minneapolis, and your little vehicle is going to get run over by someone like Carl going to work,
Question: do you think that because I went back and looked at BlindViews videos, and he's been, in the average range, 4,000 per video.
Right.
Some are just a little lower, but an average.
Right.
Do you think it's because he's been cranking them out practically every day, or do you think that us putting him, that it's also a thing of us talking about him, put maybe his title and everything?
Yeah, I think so too. But I think
algorithms doing it.
But I think people get bored with him because it's the one. I think when he was fighting the Camo Dave, I typed in Camo Dave versus BlindViews, and I saw some old videos of him bitching about him, and I think people have gotten bored with him because it's hateful. He just bitches. I complain about people, but I don't sit here and swear and holler. We don't swear. I'm sitting there, I'm above the garage bitching. So I think people have gotten bored with him. They've moved on. Just like keep behind the camera. People have moved on. Boogie 2-9 people have moved on. After a while, he is a one-trick pony.
BlindViews is getting quite a few now. I think he's getting more views now. A lot more views. 4,000 per video.
Right.
I think that's pretty darn good. From what I used to see, but it could have been just because maybe it's because he's been cranking them out and algorithms putting them out there, or
Probably.
it's because we use his name in our videos and somehow it puts his out. I don't know.
Probably. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not afraid to mention him. He's afraid to mention
Right.
me, or I mean, he'll mention Carl, but he's afraid to say Cowpote. He's afraid to say my name.
That's the thing he did. He would not mention your real name. He'll only say Carl, but he won't say his whole YouTube name. And of course, he doesn't say mine either. He won't say it.
Right.
He'll say Mark, or he'll just, make up something.
Right. Because he's
So
bald.
I was thinking about that. That's what triggered me.
Well, I take it as a compliment because he's too bald. Again, like I told before you came on, I was talking with Carl. And I said, beginning my opening, some really nobody podcaster, which has barely got 1,000. I mean, I'm just under 900 subs, and not a big deal. A person can trigger some guy who's above me, who can get pissed because I'm not afraid to speak. I don't think he's had a guy like me that can push back against him and call him off for being the ace Fraley and rode hard, put away wet. Because people are repeating that, rode hard, put away wet in the blind views. That's the way I hear it. People are repeating that. So,
Remember that comment I got that I texted you? Where people are using your words in the comments.
Yep.
Blind views.
Yep, blind views. Oh yeah, I've seen a few, because he comes back and looks at those. He sees who's ever there, and I guarantee he blocks. We know what he had. Someone sent me an email. I guess the live stream he had only people could comment were people that subscribe to the show on Thursday night. So you couldn't just go in there and make a comment unless you were subscribed to him. That's a ballless live stream that you only have subs. So no one come in there and say anything to him. So it's friendly territory.
Oh.
So somebody probably came in as a troll account, subbed to him, and then made a comment about me and you and whatever. That's what triggered him. That's because.
And then he's got moderators too that are doing stuff.
Yeah, so he can't do himself. He's bull. When I live stream, very rarely I do my own effing. I don't have any moderators in there. Wonder Hussy goes brawless when she has live stream. People are in there saying stuff. She just lets it go. She doesn't care. She's all by herself. People go, you gotta get moderated here, Wonder Hussy. She's like, I don't care. She lets it go. She doesn't care. Where he's constantly, got someone in there blocking, and whatever else he's doing, because he's a ballless little pig.
Right. Well, maybe I'll mention his name again. It'll kind of, stick in his craw or something like that. Maybe that's it. I really just did it just to see. I just didn't know.
The video was that's okay. That's okay. I mean, it's fun to get, because you trigger him, and sooner or later he'll come back. But now he's on to some other chick in a wheelchair. He's trying to promote somebody else, and he was
going on this last one he just did yesterday. It's like see, he listens to all of us or whoever, and he goes and he tries to clean up his act, and he goes back and tries to be Mr. Nice Guy now and say nice things about Eric and all. And I'm like Carl, I usually need notes. I even bought a whiteboard to write that shit down and put it in front and back of the camera. But of course I didn't use it, and I forgot about him going on. I'm ready to say, you know what, Pneumatic Fanatic, you got this hard on for him because he's a convicted felon, but he served all his time. Okay,
right.
So that he paid his debt to society, what society gave him.
Right.
So why are you doing this? It's because they just hate him and they just despise him because he's doing so well.
Well, he's pissed. He's pissed because he turned on him because he liked some comments. So they're being children. They're being children. It's just like with Trump and Elon Musk being two children. Right. Same kind of behavior. Two children acting like idiots. Right. These are grown ass men. So
right, but Carl, it was the one you did in your apartment where you had to answer the phone because your wife was calling and all. That was really good. I thought, oh my God, this is serious here. The way you went. I thought, wow, that's a good one. Like, called out BlindViews. It's like, wow. So kind of took me back there. But you're right. You want to go out, you do what you want. You want to be goofy, you want to be comical like that. It's like I do mine. Maybe I can express myself a little bit better in a different character or something. That's what I'll do, because people do get tired of it. Some people don't like it, but hey, I enjoy doing it that way, and I'm sure you do, because like you said, you can be in your lawyer serious way, but hey, you're just You're just being yourself the way you want to be.
Always down on your feet.
That's the big deal.
I know Carl made.
Yeah, they're just not seeing me when I had short hair and a suit and being all serious.
But take it as a compliment from BlindViews when he gets personal, because that means you win. It means you've won the battle, because if he's gonna say stuff about you like that, you win. You win, because that's the first thing they do. They go below the belt on us. The first thing people do when they don't like you, you smell, you're the P word, whatever, you're a dink or whatever, and that's what he does. And to have three white guys like us just make fun of him, he shows he's listening to this podcast and listening in above the garage. He doesn't do anything else. And like you said, Carl, in my conversation, you know why he can edit? Because he's got nothing else to do. He hasn't gone outside very much either lately. You notice he's just kind of stopped doing that because we
and he tried to take the dig at me that well, if I had a legal problem, I wouldn't hire you. And I'm like, I don't care, but a lot of my referrals came from judges and people that worked at court staff and stuff like that.
Right.
And those are the biggest compliments when you get clients that came, so and so, the judge told me to come here.
That's pretty. I remember that. See, that's what I'm saying. Take it as a compliment, because that's what he does. He wants to go, the lawyer. I mean, he liked you before, but when you came on my show, that pissed him off, because that's why Dinger, regardless of the Navy behavior, I get it. You didn't like it, but I won't apologize. But it's no different with New York Dan. They both know if they came on the show, and even if they wouldn't rip on him, he would never speak to them again. They'd be on the shit list. There's no, just like with morning, she would never come on. Morning, she would never come on.
Well,
never.
Yeah, I understand, and I don't know. I got a soft heart for Miss Vicky.
I do too. No, I do too. I do too. I think she's a sweetheart. I know. I totally do. I get it. But she would never come on.
Well, Miss Vicky and Ray are trying to grow a channel.
Right.
They're trying to grow the channel and play the game. Whereas we all don't really care. We're just doing what we want. Right. And if people watch, they watch. If they don't, they don't.
Correct.
I mean, in truth. I mean, people say that, but we actually believe it.
Correct. I mean, it's nice to have views, but it's just kind of fun to give your opinion on a pod. This is like I told you, this is an old school podcast. Yeah. This is you call in, we have a conversation. Casey Grits calls in. When Casey Grits on, we all, just like he said, we all have that conversation on something. We're not looking down at he proved me right. Beginning of the whole podcast thing he did was about who talked in the chat room, how he repeated back. That's how that's how his live stream, whoever talks in the chat room, that's the way the chat room goes. He's not there for information. He's there to talk to his chat room. He doesn't. That's what he doesn't know how to look into a camera and make an opinion. Here's my opinion on the LA riots or whatever's going on. You give your opinion. He doesn't know how to do that. It's whoever tells him in the chat room that dictates the whole show. Because then whoever gives him money, he reads the responses just like he can read anything else, and reads it and responds, and then somebody else does. That's all he does the whole show. That's all he does. And then money comes through with thank you very much. He's not there to give information out. He's there to rip on people, and Timmy comes up, Tater comes up, what's your name, lost your channel. I mean, and then whoever else he talks about, that's what... he's just, it's
all about how you grew up, the location. It's all of that, and he's angry like that.
Oh, he's an angry white man.
And so it's just like, and you get probably more angry in the 50s and 60s, and he's pissed off at this and that. But hey, he's got his brand new car, he's got his house, he's got this and that. He goes to Costco and gets his shit.
Yeah.
But and I hate to pick on the poor man sometimes, in certain ways that I maybe shouldn't. But he does it to himself. I always have to tell myself he does that. So
I pick on people.
I bring up the Camo Dave thing. Yeah, I know, and that's the first one I watched. And he was when Camo Dave was alive. Camo Dave grifted on all the money thing and all because he had one income coming in, so like BlindViews does. But what I'm just saying is that Camo Dave wouldn't get hateful. He would hold his tongue back. He did exactly what he was supposed to every day. Yeah, he had this energy level. He did all this stuff. And BlindViews couldn't stand him because at that time, Camo Dave was getting a lot more views.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like I'm punching up, and he was punching up on Camo Dave. He was dick riding Camo Dave, like I dick ride BlindViews. I'm not afraid to admit it. That's I'm dick riding him. So yeah, he didn't like Camo Dave. I knew who Camo Dave was, but I'm not a big fan of the guy. Their voice drove me insane.
I know.
He's a different take of a YouTuber. I know what he did. He bitched about carpetbagger. He bitched about people, nomads, and he could drive you insane. I mean, I get it, but
he'd have a ride in his car in the morning, and he'd go down and he had thoughts about things. And actually, it was really good. I mean, or he'd be walking through the park and he'd talk to you about stuff like Caravan Carolyn. He says, "I don't know what I did," blah 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 blah. And if you listen to him, he wasn't really bagging on him. It's just that he couldn't understand why this or that, or what did I do to her, because, they started threatening him, don't be showing my videos, and he started doing that, and then BlindView says, I'm going to show their videos, I don't know what he's got a problem with it, I'm going to show whatever I want, so, but he did not want to jeopardize his channel, because he really needed that channel, so...
Yeah, but I was gonna try.
Oh, Carl, is Carl still there?
Yeah.
Where did Carl
sorry.
Oh,
No, I'm listening.
oh,
My wife
Did you ever
has
get-
the English baking show on.
she does.
Yes. But I'm listening.
Oh,
What are you saying?
oh, I don't know. I was just wondering because it was so quiet there.
No, because you don't talk over each other. Because people that listen to this right now after the fact can hear you talk. Because if you
my wife has a girlfriend that's a truck driver, and she's only like freaking 5'2" or whatever. Yeah, and she doesn't go out all the time, but she got to back up those rigs too to these ports and everything, or docks, I should say. And she gets in there, and like you say, practice makes perfect. But when you got to go all the way in there into the building, it can be a little stressful, I'm sure, because I'm sure the doors are only like 8 foot or 10 foot wide there, So I was saying, it would be nice if you had like a little magnetic, I can't even say it, camera to put on the back there to kind of help you out. But hey, I guess you got to use your mirrors.
Carl's just a crazy little bastard.
Yeah, they get tight. In the backyard, they have trailers where we park them.
Right.
There's only 6 inches on each side of the trailer. I mean, they're really in there tight. And then the truck drivers are like, I'm too fat to get in there to crank up my trailer. And I'm like, well, everything's tight because we got more trailers and we got room.
Right. Well,
But
I have a camera in the back of my truck.
You get better at it.
I have a camera in the back of my truck. I love that because I can see something in the back of me before I start to back.
Well, I got a camera on the back of my truck and everything. When I first got my truck, I wasn't using it, or I forget about it, and I can run into a light pole backing up, I mean, like, God, I got a camera. Now I use it all the time, I use it to back up to go to the dump or something like that, and it's perfect. Don't even use my side mirrors. Just look at the camera, and boom, I'm in there. So,
Well, what's cool is in the camera, it'll have the lines where if you use the steering wheel, it's going to tell you, it shows you the lines where it goes. That would be, because when you're backing up the truck, you just have to imagine those lines.
Right.
In those cameras, they give you the lines.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that would be if you could just clip it onto that back of that trailer and just have a, some kind of a external battery pack on it. 'Cause I know I put one on the back of my little camper trailer, and when we're going down the road, I look at it to make sure I can see that there's nobody really behind me, so I can change lanes or something like that. But
That would be good. It'd especially be good for the blind side because you know how long you are and you can see where things are, but you just don't know until you get out and walk around.
No, I was gonna reach out to Camo Dave about 3 years before he died. I was gonna actually see if he
Camo Dave.
I was gonna actually reach out to him before he died. I was gonna actually see if he wanted to come on the show, but I never got around to it because I knew he was out there because he was a thorn.
Oh.
He was a thorn in the back of Carpetbagger. He used to rip on Carpetbagger. And Carpetbagger made a doll just like him and shot it up. Yeah, because and he put a high part right. He hated Camo Dave because Camo Dave would rip on him. And, you know,
I know the same guy. I know the same guy that made Camo Dave's puppet did the same one for BlindViews.
oh, really?
Yeah, he BlindViews has got a puppet back there. I don't know if he shows it anymore. And Camo Dave had one too, Crotchy. And Camo Dave always used his in his videos, you know, as part of the bit and everything, Crotchy. And then, like I said, BlindViews has got one too.
I think it was called Demonic. Demonic, I think, made that one for Carpegger. Demonic Abyss, I think, made those, I think. But what's his name? Carpegger made a real tall one, a life-size one, and he shot it. And,
oh, Lord.
And if you go see Kentucky Outback, who makes fun of Carpegger, what are you doing? Jesus, you just got in here, and then you want to go out. Anyways, but, yeah, so he went outside with 3 other YouTubers, and he shot it up. And with a high-powered rifle because he celebrated Camo Dave dying. Carpegger did by shooting up the doll. He celebrated, and then he did a live stream celebrating his death. And he got money from it, just like the drunken stupor he did 2 weeks ago down there because the Jenny Penny, you know, getting in a car accident. You know, he didn't go back to tour and he got ripped by people. He was mad, so he started to cry. You know, he did a drunken live stream and made money on that. You know, on drama. You know, it's like, so he likes that behavior. But anyways, you guys. But anything else? We got some hot dish coming our way here. But anyways, you guys, I appreciate you both taking my call. Anything else you want to say, Carl? Anything else you want to say, Mark?
I'm good. I just Carl must have fell asleep, or he's really interested in that.
No. I'm good. They're making this round thing of bread. It's pretty cool.
Oh, really? I used to go on PBS and watch the cooking shows on there quite a bit. You know, I like that stuff.
Or we can watch my week attempt to cook as well.
And then in this competition, they got this guy that looks like a samurai warrior.
Right.
And he's got a big scar on his eyebrow, and he's got a man bun. And Leanne, my wife, was telling me that his father's Japanese and his mother's English. So that's why he looks like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, the only thing I got advice for you is you cannot tell your wife that you're going to put her on hold or tell her, hey, man, I'm doing a video. I need to talk to you later. I thought, he's going to get it when she gets home. I thought,
The one thing I really got it, these new phones, you know, when someone calls you, they have a little button that says ignore.
Yeah.
And I thought when you hit that button, it would just keep ringing and go to voicemail, and it'd be like you never even knew the call happened.
Right.
But that's not what happens when you hit the ignore button. When you hit the ignore button, you just cut them off. And, well, that's when I got in the most trouble when she called me, because I hit the ignore button, thinking that it was ignored, but it wasn't ignored.
Way to go, Santa Claus. Way to get your balls cut if you're going to be eating bread and water for 2 weeks, bastard.
He called me right back and gave it to me with both barrels. And I'm like, I've never hit that button ever again.
Well, that time you said, I think I'm in trouble with the wife, and I think that's when you quit one of the jobs.
So what do you, real quick, before I cut you guys loose, do you think these LA riots, do you think it's going to spread around the country?
I would say not unless it's ICE is coming to your neighborhood. I think myself, because I was watching it when you called, and we were watching it on live on Novosti, and I think the local police there and the sheriffs are trying not to use anything lethal. And I think that the ICE, I think they went to these cities because they were trying to aggravate the situation. I think he's trying to do this on purpose. Correct. Myself, this is me.
No, I understand.
Okay, my political beliefs and everything. And, you know, yeah, there might be somebody, but they're going in, they're not even alerting, the ICE is not even alerting the local police that, hey, we're here, we're going to go raid this facility. They're just showing up. I mean, I saw one Telemundo or somebody was interviewing this one guy, and he says, yeah, he got there early, and they were driving down the road with his girlfriend, and they couldn't go anywhere, and they got out of their cars, and he said, just start filming, and ICE came over and threw her to the ground and just took her off, and he says, well, she's American, you know, I mean, my God, I mean, they're Hispanic, but still, So he says, I don't know where she's at right now. So, they're just grabbing anybody right now. And it's all pressure, I think. I think there's a higher motive. I think he wanted to take the National Guard in there. But when I watched it last night, in Compton and at the intersection, and then at the other place, they finally just controlled it and died it down at the end of the night. And it's just a few of those scragglers, those young kids that get out there on the motorcycles or the cars, and they're just little agitators because they have nothing else to do that night, They're just trying to start their little shit and everything. But I think most of them out there are just want to just protest peacefully. But, you're always going to have agitators, and it's always the younger kids who get out there to do that crap.
Gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming on. We're going to be out on the deck. You guys both have a good week, and we'll talk to you on the way, okay?
All right.
Great time on that deck. That's nice.
Thank you for coming on, guys. I'll talk to
you guys later.
That deck. All right.
Thanks, guys. See y'all later. Ciao. There they go, you guys. The legendary Karl and Mark. I appreciate them coming on. My name is Jeff. Fear-mongering Radio here on the beautiful day. It will come out tonight at 7 o'clock on the 8th day of June, 2025. Remember, we had 81 years ago when we stormed those beaches we talked before. D-Day. We appreciate the men of the Armed Forces, the Air Force, the Army, and the Marines, the Navy, the Merchant, National Guard, Coast Guard. In and on uniform, we talked about that. Like I said, 81 years. Snapped the next crowd and freed the Jews. And obviously, in September of 45, Japanese got in the Mighty Mo. Apologized. Forgotten War, Vietnam, balls of overworked trees, men wearing blue. All the wars, we thank you for your service. Men wearing blue. Like I said, God bless working class. Air Force, Army, and the Marines, and the Navy, and the Merchant. National Guard, Coast Guard in uniform. Thank you so much for this country. You are your choices. Don't run with poor people. Be poor or drug addicts. You'll be a drug addict or drunks. Safe sex. Ninja, throw a pill, trend cherry patch. Don't like having sex with women. It's not a very Christian thing to be doing. Would you shower in the shower at Penn State? I would not shower in the shower of Penn State. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But anyways, you guys, from the poor side here, we appreciate everybody that comes to the audio addiction. Fear-mongering Radio. Thank you, Karl. Thank you, Mark. BlindViews. Road Harper with Ace Frehley. Triggered! Yep. We appreciate you very much. I would not shower in the shower of Penn State. I don't think Casey Gritz would either. I mean, Karl said he probably would. Really? But, yeah, I knew they wouldn't call the show. New York Dan. Or the other guy, Dinger. Never going to call the show. But we'll probably do one Tuesday. We'll do a fear-mongering radio on Tuesday. The bold-faced liar signed with the Pittsburgh Pansies. Mark it down. Anyways, from the outskirts, have a great week from Fear-mongering Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, this voice is out.